What is going on, guys? Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Limit Break Radio stream. All right. What is going on, guys? What is going on? Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Not totally sure how the events of today are going to go because I'm currently locked out of my Square Enix account. I don't know. I may have put my password in wrong. I didn't think I did. But much less 3 times in a row, but whatever. It's possible that Square Enix has banned me. Who knows? I don't think that they just change your password, though, and, like, don't send you an email. So there's that. But that's all good. I'm going to hang out with you guys anyway. Even if we can't get on FF14, we'll figure out something else we can play for a little bit. I have not had a particularly good day. Just on top of emails and like just bad news and all kinds of other stuff, like just having a frustrating day. So this is not helping. Like, just, you know, being locked out of the account and, you know, because I tried to log in, like, right as I'm sitting down to stream, and it's like, fuck. Come on. It's shit you don't want to hear about. It's shit with my landlord charging me late fees on payments that were made on time. And, you know, like, I just, Yeah. I mean, if yes, I should be able. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to. But anyway, let's see who's hanging out today. We got Team Money, Lloyd's hanging out, War Ghoul, Baku, Phi, aka Satori Komeji. That's how I know you, Phi. That's how I'll always know you. This is Satori. Let's see who else hanging out. War Ghoul. I may have already shouted you out. Crimson Tinted. What's going on, guys? Thanks for Victus. What's going on? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. By the way, Satori, I wanted to thank you again for that gear that you gave me. I ended up running the first Shadowbringers dungeon with LBR folk, and I was able to at least maintain hate for the majority of that run. So it went better. All right, let's see if enough time has passed that I can at least attempt to enter my account again. Nope. You will not be able to log in for several minutes. God damn it. It's been several minutes, asshole. How long does it usually lock you out? Is it like 15 minutes? Because this is getting excessive. Saber, what's going on? Love you too, man. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Salted Earth was one of my favorite episodes, like, of all time, so. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I'm not willing to use a password service. I'm just not. Too much shit can go wrong. And don't try to talk me into it before you start giving me selling points. I don't know about the Dreamhaven news, so go ahead and educate me. I have mostly been dealing with personal problems all day, so that means I am not paying attention to news of any kind. Mike Morheim is making a new company made with lots of old Blizzard devs. Well, that's good. I mean, that's definitely an interesting decision. I mean, I feel like that has happened a bunch. Yeah, WildStar, good example of that. And god damn it, this mixer's a little fucked. Sorry. It's happened a bunch of times, like when, Hellgate London was a good example of that, where, like, it just, that was former, god damn it, there we go, that was former Diablo devs that ended up spinning off into Hellgate London. Then you got, and that game was a fucking disaster. Let's see, I mean, it's happened with a lot of other companies, like, it didn't some of the original members of Infinity Ward end up what's the studio that does Apex Legends and Titanfall? Because that's actually maybe the best example of like a spin-off studio. Respawn, thank you, that's it. Yeah. That may be one of the better examples of, like, hey, let's get some of the original development talent under the same roof again. Let me think. Black Isle and Obsidian, like, that's another really good example of that happening, and it was kind of okay. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, most good studios are spin-offs of other studios, or like, they're some of the top talent that's let go and then they start their own. So, yeah, I mean, that's true. But I mean, like, I remember when Infinity Ward was gutted. Like, I remember when Modern Warfare was like the hottest game on the planet, and then just like most of the top development folks at Infinity Ward were, I don't remember if they were shown the door. I think maybe one or two were shown the door, and then some others quit. Like, fuck, that was a dark day for a lot of people, because it was like, fuck, we have to rely on Treyarch for Call of Duty games? That's not going to be good. And it ended up being okay. Treyarch got their shit together mostly. Yeah, I think EA's actually made some pretty good progress in the last, like, maybe 2 or 3 years. Treyarch definitely took some time. I definitely think that, they've won they've won some major victories just this year alone. They released a Star Wars game that wasn't a total debacle from like the word go, so that's a win. You've got basically everything that Respawn is doing. Apex is doing very well. You know, like EA's got some good stuff going for it this year. Now, if it could just clean up FIFA a little bit, that would be awesome. Because I've heard ad nauseum from Norris just how bad FIFA is right now. What do you think, guys? Should we try again? Has it been long enough? How does one clean a literal turd? You start by making, you know, a microtransaction market that is at least consumer friendly. Bare minimum. Dude, I gotta tell you, Squadrons looks not just good, Squadrons looks fantastic. Squadrons is the first thing that made me go, oh fuck, am I gonna have to break down and buy a VR unit? Like, is this the thing that's gonna make me do it? Because, like, I was so impressed with what they showed off. Like, I was like, this is the experience that you buy a VR helmet for. And I'll be honest, like, I got some FOMO. Like, I was like, should I start saving up for that now? Because, I mean, like, there's going to be a new console. Oh, God. Ugh. So, I don't know. I'm going to wait. I guess I'm going to wait until the game actually comes out and see what the requirements are for it. Saber asking, what are your thoughts on the new NVIDIA RTX 3080 or the PS5 Xbox Series X? Do you think Microsoft... what do you think of Microsoft buying Bethesda? Imagine it like this. With Xbox buying it, they can put games like Elder Scrolls for $15 on Xbox Game Pass, where Sony would put it up for $70. Kind of smart of Microsoft. That's a lot of questions. First of all, I think that the 3080 is really going to be good for the market because it pushes other competitive cards that are competitive with the, like the tip top of what video game makers can produce in terms of graphics. It's going to push some of those 20 series cards down in price. And I think that you're going to see a lot of really, really happy PC builders because, suddenly, these amazing parts are becoming available. Mostly because the people who are rabidly trying to get the 30 series aren't paying attention to the 20 series. So, I definitely think that that's good in terms of PC remaining competitive with PS5 and Xbox. I think PS5 and Xbox are now more competitive than they have ever been in any console cycle. I think just the acquisition of Bethesda alone, and if Microsoft had the balls to go, all right, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, those are going to be console exclusive to Xbox and PC, right? Like, I think Bethesda is not going to want to give up the revenue or the market share of not making PC versions of their games, considering that the majority of their games are PC native and then ported to consoles, right? So I don't see Bethesda moving out of the PC market because Microsoft also values the PC market, which is clear by what they've done with Game Pass on PC. So I think that that's a really good marriage. I also think that Sony had one of the best new console showings and new generation showings that I've seen for a while. Coming out of the gates, hitting hard with that FF16 trailer was like that sold me on the system right then and there because the setting alone for Final Fantasy 16 is what I've wanted out of the series for probably the last 10 years, and we've only really kind of gotten with FF14, right? So, excuse me. So I think all of that is good. I think that we have a nice competitive console cycle coming up. I think PC is going to be a major player in that. And I'm excited. Like, I think that this is all really good for video games, considering that, you know, for the last 2 or 3 years, you know, it hasn't been real clear what the next generation of hardware is going to be able to do or bring to the table. I also think not just that Final Fantasy 16 trailer, but god damn, that Demon Souls trailer made me go, okay, yeah, I definitely know that my PlayStation 4 cannot produce that. So I'm excited to see, you know, graphically what, you know, how developers end up being able to push this hardware. I think that's also really exciting. So there you go. There's a quick synopsis of my thoughts of the announcements of like the last 3 weeks in gaming. All right, let's give this sucker another try. It really doesn't matter that it's also available for PC, because you know, it's not available for Xbox, right? Like, it's that exclusivity that's really the importance there, and not just the exclusivity to one console. I'm saying the exclusivity to Sony or Microsoft, period, because that's going to be a major deciding factor when it comes to people deciding whether or not, you know, they end up investing in the system overall, right? All right, there we go. Pre-orders for both consoles being a shit show is actually a good thing. Again, for the market, right? Like, we're talking about the market here. We're talking about from the point of view of a game developer, right? Like, that is a good thing overall for the market. Is it the best thing for consumers? Obviously not, because there are way more people who want to get pre-orders than are able to. But, you know, when it comes to gauging interest in the market, I mean, like, honestly, the big winner, I think, here is Microsoft closing that gap between them and Sony so quickly with, like, and granted, they have acquired quite a few development studios, right? But just Bethesda, that has closed that gap so much. Just the perception gap, even, of how much Microsoft and Sony have in their respective market shares. So, I mean, you know, I'm not. I think that was a host. I'm like, where did that sound effect come from? Chuck, thank you for the host. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, like, I honestly, like, I think that's the biggest difference maker is, like, yeah, $7.5 billion, which is a drop in the bucket for Microsoft. I don't know if you really comprehend how much money Microsoft has at their disposal, like how much of a check they can write. They probably didn't even sweat that $7.5 billion that much. And again, for anyone who's coming to the table saying, boy, this, you know what, you might be right. This may be a good thing for gaming overall in the long term. But you know what? Bethesda is going to be irrevocably changed by the Microsoft environment. And I guarantee you that they will be. But they might be changed for the better. You know, Microsoft not only comes to the table offering them $7.5 billion, but they also come to the table with quite a bit more resources at their disposal to lend to Bethesda. So let's say, you know, you want to do a bit more comprehensive QA testing, which is, I think, something that Bethesda games could use. Well, now you have the army of QA testers that Microsoft employs. I think that that's a huge benefit. I think that's a huge upside that not many people have been thinking about. I also think that, there's a huge upside benefits to Bethesda being under this umbrella because they could end up changing Microsoft's culture. Again, $7.5 billion says that Bethesda didn't feel the need to sell their company. They weren't in a position of weakness. Their games hadn't tanked so much that they were ready to declare bankruptcy. Microsoft did not come in and save Bethesda, right? So that tells me that they've got quite a bit of bargaining power. They've got quite a bit of pull. They've got quite a bit of, to borrow a turn of phrase from wrestling, they got quite a bit of stroke around Microsoft. And I think that some of their development philosophy could rub off on the rest of Microsoft, and that could also be very beneficial. And I'm not even going to sit here and I'm not going to speculate about a new Vegas 2, right? Because that's where it's where every fucking Fallout mark went to. Oh, Obsidian and Bethesda, now they're under the same umbrella as Microsoft. Cool. Well, Obsidian's not the same fucking company they were when they made New Vegas. So even if they were able to make a New Vegas 2, it's probably not going to be, the same thing. It's not going to be as much of a sequel as you want it. And two, I'd probably trust Bethesda more with a New Vegas 2 than I would Obsidian, given how fucking boring The Outer Worlds was. So, there. All right. So, now we're in the game. Yay. So, let's go ahead and get rid of the music, because we want the game music, right? Right? There it goes. Oh, good. Yeah, I think Obsidian is definitely going to have to change quite a bit of their trajectory as well. Like, yeah, like now Microsoft is essentially making two versions of like the same game. Who does that benefit? But again, and the thing is that the damage or the benefit will not be noticeable. Oh God, that felt good. You're not going to notice it for years, 5, maybe 10 years. Like the games, the projects that are in development now are not suddenly, like some of them may shift development, but like more than likely what will happen is that those projects will be completed and released or canceled if they're in development hell. And then the next projects that are started underneath the Microsoft banner, that's going to be a little bit easier to tell where the culture is and who seems to be dominating the relationship, and whether or not some of the mediocrity that comes under these huge corporate banners is going to be able to be overcome, because clearly it can be, right? We just established EA put out some good games this year, right? Squaresoft is knocking them out of the park these days. Bethesda wasn't exactly a small company before it was acquired by Microsoft, and it's not like Microsoft hasn't put out good games either. Sony has also put out good games, and they are an absolutely mammoth company. So let's not just automatically assume that getting under an umbrella like this is automatically a bad thing, because I don't think it is. All right, Tancred says, well, here we are, yet the pixies are nowhere to be seen, thank God. Knowing them, their games will have already begun, in which case, ... Aniero, there is a variety of plant native to these parts which with a distinctive furled tip. Looking grass is its name, so called because it can be used to spy to spy pixies, believe it or not. I'll explain how all of this later, but first I need you to help me find some. Oh, if a voice calls to you, under no circumstances should you respond. You will only subject yourself to further mischief. Oh, you don't have a name? How very, very sad. I could have had so much fun with it. He. Oh. Alright, okay. There are other... You search the scrub but find nothing resembling looking grass. Suddenly a voice rings out. What is it you seek, child? Perhaps I can help you find it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Such a rude child and too clever by half. I shall seek my fun elsewhere. Fine, fuck off then. Oh, fuck off, you lazy cunt! Speak in a dialect you can understand, you stupid fairies. Searching the scrub, you find what appears to be looking grass. Suddenly a voice rings out. Ooh, a visitor. Where are you from, pray tell? Nowhere. Fuck off. Perhaps this one's hard of hearing. Ahem. What brings you here? Ah, stone deaf. How boring. Still picking plants at our village is as good as indulging our hospitality, and who are we to turn you away? He. Stay a while, stay forever. Your body begins to feel heavy. Dude, Scottish accents are ridiculously hard. There's actually a lot to them. I take it you met with some troubles. Apologies to subjecting you to that. I can assume from your presence that you managed to find some looking grass. Yes, this is the stuff. Thus armed, we should be able to see through the pixies' veil of invisibility, and seeing them is the first step to dealing with them. Come, let's gather everyone and put Urianje's little trick to good use.
Frositha, Cracleth.
God, I hate him. I hate him so much.
I recognize their souls. These two have been here before.
Look, twins! How adorable!
God, it's an entire village of goddamn Nikki Crosses.
Oh, with us.
We have neither the time nor inclination to play. We have come to see Urianger.
Ha! You rhymed, stupid.
Oh, yes, Urianger, the peculiar one. In return for a place in El Meg, he agreed to a riddle contest with us for 7 days and 7 nights without any sleep.
I'd rather pull out my own teeth.
Oh, that was so much fun. We must do it again.
I'm sure he'd be delighted. Now, if you'd be so kind as to lift your spell.
Shall we? Should we?
Would we?
What now?
Genocide?
I don't know, but this is their home, so we must indulge them.
No. No, we don't have to.
Right, we've made up our minds. We will lift our spell on one condition, that you first lend us a helping hand. Or 2, or 3.
Fuck off.
Once you've helped solve all of our troubles, we'll let you see Urianger, Pixie's honor.
How about?
There you have it. Pixie chores. I suggest we split up.
How about I just take this big ass fucking sword, swat some goddamn flies. Ugh. This sucks. This sucks. Oh, look at me, look at me. I have a task for you. Lydia Laron is our beloved village, and we want to make it look lovely. And it can't look lovely without flowers blooming. And no flowers bloom lovelier than everblooms. So here are some everbloom seeds. Take them and sow them here, there, and everywhere around the village. Simple as a dimple. It's like they asked, okay, how can we do the Moogles again from Heaven's Word, but make it worse? Fuck, I hate it. Where in the god... I don't know anything about Camelot Unchained. Is that like the same people that did what is it? Fucking that other Camelot MMO? I just assume that it is because that's usually the case. Right, like we were just talking about, like there's that big phenomenon of like, oh, hey, let's get the band back together and try to do a new dev team. I actually played Dark Age of Camelot for a while. You didn't miss much. It was like I'd say it was like a B+ MMO, like comparative to what else was out at the time. I'm not reading all of this fucking pixie dialogue. I'm sorry. Should probably use some of these, shouldn't I? Mostly I've been reading it aloud here on the stream because my resolution is shit because I'm having to use an old computer to stream. Lies, Ramos, I don't believe you. Children are thirsty, bring them water. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Don't care. Yes, it is. Excuse me. Aliens Online and Godzilla Online? That's a fucking thing? How have I never heard of those? Still, though, I've been following, like, in general, MMO development since... Jesus Christ. I had to be in middle school when I first... No, it was high school. High school was when I first started playing Ultima, and I liked it, but I didn't love it, and so I started looking for other MMOs to, like, try. So, like, let's see, I graduated in 2003, so my freshman year would have been 1999. I don't know. I feel like it would have hit my radar. Godzilla Online. Because that was like right around the time that I started getting interested in MMOs. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the Aliens one rings a faint bell. Very faint. What, are there more fucking... Ugh, Jesus Christ. So hungry, little fruit, okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm definitely interested in seeing Tenet, but I have no desire to brave COVID to go see Tenet, so I won't see it in a theater. I'll just wait until it comes out streaming. And then the other one I really want to see is Dune. The new Dune movie looks fucking phenomenal. But same thing. I'm not gonna brave COVID to go do it. I hope they're not as integral to the storyline as dragons were in Heaven's Word. I very much hope that they're, transitory. So Saber, here's the thing. I can't. I actually physically cannot. So the computer that I used to stream with, what used to be the heart of the LBR studio, it unfortunately died. So what I had to do in order to be able to stream at all was use the much older and slower computer and install the Elgato into that, and that's what I'm having to stream off of. And if I tried to turn it up to 720p, you would get about 5 frames a second before the computer actually imploded. So no, unfortunately, I can't increase the quality without spending a good deal of money. But if you'd like to help me with that, I would absolutely accept any help you'd like to give. Of course, subscriptions, donations through PayPal, bits, even anything that I get while I'm streaming is going towards a new PC so that I can down the line increase the quality for you guys, but unfortunately not something that is within the immediate future. Honestly, I would if I could. The quality would be much better. But unfortunately, like the last time that I streamed, I also tried to open a web browser on the computer that I was streaming on, and the stream just like died. So it does not seem like that's in the cards. One second, guys. Just got a message from work. Yeah, Nika streams on her PS4. Here's the thing. Also, on note of donations, I've kind of been thinking about it for a minute, and realized, like, you know, usually the way things go is that there's like a donation total for the stream, right? And if you hit it, the person streaming will do some kind of stunt or something, right? We've done that in the past. So there's definitely some consideration being going towards, like, okay, well, what could I do to incentivize or to thank you guys for your gifts? One of the things that I kind of came up with, and tell me if this would be fun or interesting, is, you know, let's say I set a goal of, like, let's get to $100 over the course of today's stream, and we get to the $100, then I would have to do like 3 karaoke songs. Like, is that something that would, you know, because, like, I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Is that something that would be a good motivator? I just don't know. I'm kind of throwing it out there. Thancred says, how goes it, Aniero? I don't know. Maybe you know what? Maybe it's not embarrassing. Maybe singing is a secret talent of mine that I don't know that I have. Maybe you guys will set me right and will set me on a new path and career of being a busker. I don't know. But it's just it's like something entertaining. Like, here's what I don't want to do. Okay? Like, let me set my boundaries. Okay? Here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to eat something ridiculously hot, because I already like hot sauce, and the fucking lining of my stomach is ruined. So I don't want to give myself an ulcer on purpose. I don't want to drink gross shit. I don't want to do gross shit, right? Like, I'd rather do something that at least, that, you know, maybe it'll embarrass me, I don't know, but at least I won't have to, you know, throw up or something. Yo, what's going on, Dark Flux? Yeah, no, Lloyd. So a mix of menial tasks and pranks. Yes, that pretty much sums up my own experience. They have no troubles worthy of the name. Oh, I would do dramatic readings of fanfic for sure. We did that a lot on the show. Pretend to have some enthusiasm for Fairy Quest for 15 seconds? Probably not. Maybe. You know what? $60 and I'll pretend to have some enthusiasm for fairy quests. How long are we supposed to keep at this? They're clearly playing with us. Indeed, whenever I inquire about how much more there is to be done, the answer is ever the same, a little. I doubt they have any intention of releasing us in the near future. What about a movie watch party on stream? Anything you've been meaning to watch on Amazon Prime? I think watch parties can be fun. Yeah, how does that work exactly? Like you can't stream the movie while it's playing, right? Like, so what? I would just bring up my camera and watch something at the same time that you guys are? Yeah, I mean I could definitely do that if there seems to be interest around that. Indeed, whenever... Okay, yeah, I already read that. Wait, as long as it's on Amazon, you can't... Wait, really? Wait, fuck, wait, what? Hang on. Roll this back. Hang on, what? But only Amazon Prime subscribers can watch it. Really? Fuck, wait, when did they do this? That's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, no, I get that. But is it anything on Amazon Prime, or is it just like the free shit on Amazon Prime? Because, like, there's some dog shit anything, really. Okay, well, there's some fucking dog shit movies on there that I'm sure that we could sit and watch together and rip apart. Hot damn, I had no idea. That's kind of cool. That's actually legitimately really cool. I'm into that. Fuck yeah, I'd do that. Donate for Aniero Savage attempts. I mean, like, one of my favorite things, in the fucking world is Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's literally one of my favorite things in the fucking world. So I would not hesitate to do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 stream. Fuck. Shit, you guys want to do that? I'll get Will over here, and Will and I riff off of each other comedically really well. And Will and I can start riffing movies. If you want to donate to make that happen, I will fucking make that happen. Fuck yeah. That's not, you know what? That sounds like fucking fun. That sounds like fun. That sounds like an assload of fun. All right. Here's the thing. Will knows just as many bizarre off-the-wall movies as I do. So, you know, if he looks through... I'm sure that if he looks through the Prime list, that he'd be able to come up with shit that, you know, I'd be able to sit here and go, what the fuck? I mean, like, shit. I think he was the first person to show me Samurai Cop and Miami Connection, which are two phenomenally bad movies. He also was the first one to show me Dolomite. Fuck yeah, that would be fun. That would be legitimately fun. This is good. If you guys have any other ideas, throw them in the chat, because, like, fuck yeah. So yeah, maybe next time when I hop on stream, I'll have a goal up there, and yeah, we can do karaoke streams. We can do. Oh, someone bought me Among Us, which I've not played, but I've seen a lot about, and it seems really fun. We could do like a joint Among Us stream. So there we go. I think we've gotten our first 3 tiers of like donation goals set out, right? So I think the first one, I'll do 3 songs karaoke. The second one, we'll do movie night with Will, and then third one, Among Us. How about that? All right. Minfilia says, Uriange once told me a story about the Pixies. They're born from the souls of those who died as children, or so it is believed. Though they don't have memories of their previous lives, the desire to have fun remains imprinted on their souls. And so they lived only to play, keeping hapless mortals in their for their pleasure for years on end, sometimes even until death. In the past, when I sought to identify the true nature of ghosts, I came upon literature examining a similar subject. The soul was likened to a core that resides in the aether, and its presence is what differentiates us from such beings as sprites and arcane entities. Saber Pro says, I'd donate if you make a show with Nika. Well, there is a possibility of that, but I would say that if something like that happens, that would be the way that would happen, the way that we would ask people to donate to show their support for that would be through an eventual Patreon campaign. So our Patreon is not active at the moment. We've had some discussions about what a future Limit Break Radio might look like. And, who knows? If we really decide to commit to the idea, chances are we'll launch a Patreon campaign for that. And that'll be how we revive the podcast archives and how we would be able to, set forward making new content. So, I think that's the best that I could say about it right now, because we haven't had a ton of conversations about it. I'd say that I've had more conversations about it here on stream than we've had privately. So, don't think that automatically means something's happening, because it's not. But it doesn't mean that nothing's happening either. Upon death, said core ordinarily dissipates alongside the aether that composed the flesh. However, it may be held together and bound to the corporeal realm either by the will of its owner or by means of certain arts. In time, the soul may gather aether unto itself to assume another form or find newly emerged life in which to abide. The Pixies may be one such instance of this. If ghosts are merely souls without bodies, what does that make us? I think you've become that which you fear the most, brother dearest. However, the Pixies may have come into being. If we leave them to judge when they are satisfied, they will never be satisfied. Nay, we must negotiate new terms with the creatures, but where to begin? It seems to me that we would need at least one among them to sympathize with us. In the course of your chores, did you encounter a pixie who seemed even faintly amenable to reason? No. I don't fucking know. Sure, whatever. What? You knew a pixie from before? Not only are you acquainted, but you've entered into a pact? You might have mentioned this sooner. At any rate, I dare to hope this will offer us a way out. Without further delay, then, summon this Feo Ui to your, if you please. Jesus Christ. Too far away from what? Too far away from what? What the fuck? Oh. A voice rings out in your mind. So, my sapling is has finally remembered about his lovely branch. But with such a half-hearted call, he may as well lop me off and cast me aside. I have no sapling. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Fucking hell. I didn't say please. Please. Come on. Jesus. This is really stupid. Whatever. Oh my God. I hate you. Jesus fuck. What did I spell wrong? Oh my God, I fucking hate this. This is horseshit. Oh my God, this is fucking bullshit. Dude, I literally don't... Yo, what the fuck? I literally... Stupid. This quest is fucking bad.
You're late.
Not enough
Late.
pot on the planet to make this bearable.
I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting and waiting and waiting. But my sapling didn't so much as utter my name. Such a heartless thing he is. Cold and cruel and heartless.
Fuck off!
Another self-important little brat. Just what we need.
Reminds me of my childhood.
All right, I'm sorry. It was a joke. Honestly, just a joke. But just now you called for me so earnestly, so fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you. Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
too long.
Not long enough for you to think of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself.
Ah, you fucking cunt!
Let me make something clear. That mortal is mine. No matter what you do, she will never be yours. Never, never, ever!
Oh, not even a bit. But what about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone. And if you lay so much as a finger on my sapling, I'll scatter the contents of his bag all over your precious village. There'll be cold, hard metal, furry, festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and
One day, Nika and
all
Aniero.
manner of other terrible and miserable things.
Could happen one day, and you've just made it one step closer. Thank you very much, Saber, for the bits. Much appreciated.
All right. Will you not at least let us play with the twins? Just while the others go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
It seems we won't be joining you.
Aye! We'll reveal the hidden furniture to you at once.
Bob Jim asking LBR coming back. I just kind of explained this. There have been conversations about what a 2020 Limit Break Radio revival might look like. I don't know that it would be exclusively about FF14. It might be about other Final Fantasy games. So, we've had some conversations about it, but the thing that's pretty clear is that if the show comes back, it's not going to be what it was, right? Like, it can't be a weekly show that we do every single week. It can't be 3 hours long. If for no other reason than, like, we are at a different place in all of our lives, right? Like, Nika's got a kid, Juxta's got a kid, Ascalia and Kahlo are under contract over at Beasley, so they wouldn't be able to be a part of the show. So the thing is that, it would have to be something very, very different. But I appreciate all of the support and the questions about whether or not Limit Break Radio it could make a return. It's possible, but again, I think the biggest takeaway for us in our conversations about what a 2020 or 2021 Limit Break Radio might look like is that it would be taking a massively different form than what the 11 or 14 iterations of the show ended up being. Neat.
So this is
Not a problem. Thanks for asking. I appreciate like I said, I appreciate everyone asking and like saying that like, oh, we'd love to see Limit Break Radio come back. I try not to take it as like pressure, more as like enthusiasm, and I appreciate that. Like, I think after I left Beasley, I was really struggling with like, do I even really know what people want to hear anymore? Like, do I fundamentally know how to do my job? And kind of felt like I lost a lot of my audience in the transition from Limit Break Radio to Checkpoint, which is true. And it was tough, man. It was really difficult, especially when after time it didn't kind of start to have an upswing. I think after maybe the first 6 months to a year where we weren't making kind of the same gains with Checkpoint as Limit Break Radio, it really started to weigh on me, like, what have I done wrong here? And, you know, was this a mistake? You know, that was a lot of the stuff that I dealt with. So even hearing from you guys that, like, hey, would love to see Limit Break Radio come back, and you know, all that, it's been really good for kind of rebuilding my confidence. Warghoul says, just as long as it's the same uncensored, pull no punches entertainment format that we know and love. Are you no longer involved with Checkpoint? Sorry if you answered or can't or don't want to answer. I got laid off from Beasley towards the beginning of the pandemic. It would have been late March, early April that I got laid off. So yeah, I'm no longer employed by Beasley in any capacity, nor am I affiliated with Checkpoint. When Beasley bought Checkpoint as an intellectual property, they bought it wholesale. Like, I didn't retain any ownership of that brand. So you know, in a lot of ways, once the show was acquired by Beasley, I lost all creative input, or a significant portion of any kind of creative input or creative control on the show. And so yeah, like, it was definitely a tough transition for me, especially, you know, God, we would have you know, shows on Sunday where there would be 600, 700, 800 people. There would be 400 people listening before we even started the show. And to kind of transition that to, like, Checkpoint, where we struggled to get even, you know, 40, 50 people, 60 would have been a really good day. And it felt like we were streaming all the time, so we were more accessible than ever. It was really tough. It was really, really tough.
How are you feeling?
Better. I think I remember the way now.
And I mean, you know, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. Like, you know, those numbers were fairly public and obvious. So, you know, it's that's how it was on the other side of doing that.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Yeah, same here. I would have had to take a 10% pay cut if I hadn't gotten let go. And then I got, you know, at least I got a severance out of it, so.
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me!
Okay, Oscar Fairy, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, the model for success on Twitch does seem to be like a lot of streaming. So, you know, I don't think that I'm necessarily counting on Twitch to be my next career move, that's for sure. But, you know, I do think that we were able to do some really amazing things with this channel, and having it kind of lie dormant was a bit of a pity and a bit of a shame. So I'm glad to be making use of it. Starfallen Gamer, I feel like I've answered this question now twice. So can we see a LBR reset? Maybe. The answer to that is a simple maybe. Conversations have been had. It's not out of the realm of possibility. If it happens, it's going to be way, way different from both the 11 and 14 versions of Limit Break Radio. And in order to make it happen, we would definitely need support from, you know, you guys, our audience, on something like Patreon. So if it does happen, it'll be laid out very, very clearly over at our Patreon page. But we're not there quite yet. Ramos, did Checkpoint ever upload to YouTube? Yes, it did, and it still does. So, yeah. Neo Outseeker, LBR, thought you guys were dead. A A lot of good times. Thank you. Appreciate it. The channel has been dormant for a while. The show is not active at the minute, but I thought as long as I'm going to give Shadowbringers a chance, that the Limit Break Radio channel was as good as any channel to do it on. So, that's what we're doing. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about, large media companies, is that they don't really see the value in archiving content. So I'm pretty sure that mostly anything that I was featured in on Checkpoint's YouTube has probably been scrubbed by now. For Alphanone and Alize's sake, let's be quick. It would be a shame to return only to find that they had been made to play one game too many. Now the place we seek is the abandoned manor of a nobleman and scholar, the Bookman's Shelves it's called, after the fellow's vast collection of tomes, an agreeable habitat for our friend, I'm sure you'll agree. If we follow the path north, we should soon find the place. Come along. I want to say I finished Evilise. According to my duty finder, I never finished AlphaScape 4.0. So I think that's the only Omega raid that I didn't do. But I think I did all of the... Well, let me see. Let me look at my duty finder. Apparently no, I did not unlock the third one, so no, I haven't finished that. Well, Limit Break Radio always had a very robust YouTube. Now, actually, so the way that Limit Break Radio approached our YouTube was that it was like sort of just a dumping ground for all of our Twitch clips and episodes. It's actually the only place that you can get Limit Break Radio episodes at the moment because our website is totally down. So, yeah, and I don't know. Lloyd, I know that you had volunteered the other day to export some of the FF14 sessions that I've been doing, the Shadowbringers sessions, over to YouTube. Did they make their way over there? And here we are at long last. I give you Urianger's humble abode. Come, let's see if he's home.
Urianger, are you in?
Unto a world weary of heroes, a hero wends his way. The Exarch did send word that thou wouldst seek me out, but ne'er did I imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon. Full glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails.
Travails? Really?
Run along, Minfilia. We will meet you outside.
But
Another one for you to imbue, if you'd be so kind.
Yo, what's going on? King of Ravens. How's it going?
I take it thou hast met with our other comrades already? That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. As for the rest, it beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Yulmore. Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Okay, this seems like important lore dump.
As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come.
Knox 1980, thanks for the follow.
Combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald. So fierce, in fact, that they did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful Ilm at first, then Yalm by Yalm, and Malm by Malm in time. Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile, Black Rose. Its potency defied all reckoning. Once released, the gas took on a life of its own, wreaking untold carnage not only in Eorzea, but in the provinces of the Empire besides. From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel. Nor did the land itself escape unscathed, for spreading from the site of its release, Black Rose brought death to the very soil. To survive amidst the chaos and upheaval, men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might. Thus was the spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world. Nations worthy of the name did then cease to exist, and those souls brave and true who might have risen to restore order
It's like Tony Stark's vision.
were no more. For the weapon spared not one, not even thee.
Bullshit. That's not what I look like.
An endless age of war, begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th umbral calamity which I did behold.
Yeah, I had noticed that too, that it had gotten some pretty good clicks on the VOD.
To that end, I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery. That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency. Come. Dost thou recognize yonder chart?
Yeah, that's an elemental wheel. It was only really relevant back in 11, dummy. It's a chart of the elements, so what?
'Tis a rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source.
Listen, I would believe that would be in classrooms across 11. I don't think it has dick to do with 14, but okay, I'll humor you.
As the chart maketh plain, our world is composed of 6 elements, in addition to which there exist 2 poles in fundamental opposition. Astral, the active, umbral, the passive. As a reflection of the source, the first naturally compriseth the selfsame forces. Yet, curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature. To be specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral. Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned. A simple question which yielded a most unexpected answer. Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the first had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race. Yet 'twas only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
Hang on. So you mean to tell me, Urianger, that you, in all of your fucking wisdom, and all of the scholars in all of Eorzea, couldn't figure out the fundamental meaning of astral and umbral is dark and light? Really? Sorry. If you imagine my brain as a record, and there's a needle on the record, and the needle is tracking the story, it just skipped about like 4 or 5 grooves. That makes no fucking sense. That makes no fucking sense. That's your big that's your big fuck.
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes? I'm no etherologist, but it strikes me that the nomenclature of the first is rooted in the generation of the 2 forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects, which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
"'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination. Yet what knowledge we already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events. The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of ether within the land.
The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of aether within the land. Diagram that fucking sentence, I dare you.
And according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings. Should such a weapon be unleashed even as the first were rejoined, replete as it is with light,
we would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity. Well, at least we have a better grasp of what we're facing. Our objective, however, remains unchanged. We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Ilmeg. Speaking of which, were you able to ascertain its whereabouts?
Aye. 'Tis all but certainly ensconced within Leargear, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake.
I'm sorry, you know the word ensconced, but you couldn't figure out the difference between astral and umbral? What kind of fucking scholar are you, Urianger?
To enter said stronghold, we must needs turn to the pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation. Henceforth shall I accompany you, and do all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
Fuck's sake. My friend, ere I speak of the task at hand, there is a question I would pose to thee. What thinkest thou of mine appearance? Fuck off! I don't care about your goddamn glamour! Asshole! Come now, 'tis scarce the first time thou hast beheld these fair features. Lest thou wonderest, I have taken up astrology. My present attire better suiteth the art. Though the night be lost behind the shroud of blinding light, doubt not but that the stars shine still. I have chosen to avail myself of their guidance, that might navigate the sea of uncertainty that stretcheth before us. Fuck. But enough of myself, let us speak of our task. Can we not? I don't want to speak with you any longer. As I mentioned, if we are to enter whatever the fuck, we must gain the Pixies' cooperation. It's a simple matter of presenting unto them a suitable gift. I shall procure a selection of viands that shall please their palates. Thancred, pray assist me in this endeavor. Meanwhile, Aniero, I bid thee obtain that which will please their eyes. In these parts there abideth a vilekin known for its beauteous wings, the hawker. I shall lend thee a receptacle within which thou mayest capture a weakened specimen. I fucking hate Urianger. I hate him. I hate him. His dialogue is fucking stupid. What an asshat. walking goddamn thesaurus of uselessness. Oh, god damn it. I have to... Oh. I wasn't paying attention. Blade, what's going on? Thanks for swinging by the stream. And thank you. I appreciate it. I've only been back to Twitch for a week, but I feel very welcome. Truly magnificent set of wings. Magnificent set of wings. I shall treat them at once to make them to make fast their vibrant colors. Thancred 2 should return upon anon. Goddamn. That's why, shall return anon, upon which I shall ready all these items for presentation. Pray, take thine ease meanwhile.
"'Tis done. The pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts. Ah, lest I forget. White auracite, newly forged for thy use.
Blade Serenade says, was just reminiscing with friends about the old LBR days, man. Love you guys. I hope things are well on your end. They're going okay. Things are on a bit of an upswing in general. Today was not a good day. I was quite frustrated over the course of today, but in general, yes, things are kind of course correcting and going a bit of an upswing. So looks like some exciting things in the future for Aniero, especially next week. Next week, ooh, some real cool stuff going on next week. Not here on the channel, just in my private life.
Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary. Our eternal enemies. Thus did I choose to abide in this ether-rich land, the better to fashion a trap for the Ascian's essence.
May I come in now?
Listen, I'm playing FF14 again because I am cautiously curious about the storyline. I don't know that I'm making a long-term commitment here or anything.
I did as you asked.
That's my girl, thank you. I should probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me, which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether.
What's going on, Majoga? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by the stream.
I took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages, but on account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Minfilia, once we set forth, we are not like to return for some while. If thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Seriously? Seriously. God damn it. You could cut like 9 words out of that sentence. Krusty Krab! How you doing? So far, so good. This Pixies part is fucking annoying. Other than that, it's been alright.
Really? May I?
Of course, my dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire.
I want to punch my fucking computer monitor. I fucking hate this guy. I just hate the way Urianger talks. It's horrible. That's fair. I think I had made that point earlier.
Encounter with the Minfilia of Eld.
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any.
More lore dumps!
As you know, I freed young Minfilia from captivity in Yulmore some 3 years past. Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. 'Twas there that she awakened, the Minfilia of old. My Minfilia.
Aw, shit. Echo time.
Tell me, what must I do to bring you back?
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel. One of many I have used that I might spread word of her enduring blessing and preserve the flame of hope. In my name, each has died, never having lived her own life. I have taken enough from these children. I will take no more.
But what of your suffering, your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden. But should she wish instead to become the master of her own destiny, then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
It is not their decision to make. It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's. You have ever watched over me, Thancred. Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her. Teach her. Stand by her as you stood by me. There is much and more she does not know. She needs a guide to show her the ways of the world, or she will never find her own path. When the time comes, you will find me here. Until that day.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
And then she was gone. Minfilia, the girl, claims to have no recollection of any of it. I have told her many things, where we came from, what we fight for, but of that day, I have not spoken.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
I'm sorry I took so long. It was so hard to choose. In the end, I settled on just the one.
That is well. Now, if all is in order, let us set forth for Lida Loran.
Well, they better revisit the fucking plot point. They're setting up for something. yeah, there's gonna be a dungeon in here and there. No, I'm not a particular fan of the pixies. They are quite annoying. So what is it you desire? Rusty old coins like you mortals are want to collect, perhaps? We are resolved to vanquish the Light Warden of this land. To that end, we desire to enter wherever. What a strange thing to wish for. You might as well ask for your death. But if that is what you want, who are we to argue? Very well, I shall speak with the others. You've clearly been busy, Urianger. Would you be so kind to tell us what we've missed? So that was the purpose of the gifts. Is there anything you can tell us about this Light Warden? Aye, my lady. By circumstances most tragic, the Light Warden of this land is our king and ruler, Titania. It was not always so, of course. Our king fought the first Light Warden that threatened our home, you see. Fought and won. But all the horrible light that came and went and corrupted them, turning them into the new Light Warden. Now they're king in name only, not remains of the wise and just ruler that used to be. We had no choice but to seal them in the castle. The magic for breaking the seal we divided into 4 and wove into a different relic to be kept apart until the time was right. And this dress is one of them. It's been in our safekeeping for years and years, but we've decided to entrust it to you. Are you sure? Of course, custom demands it. Though you're most certainly going to your deaths, we thought we should at least let you try. That way we get to watch what happens. Of course, you can't break the seal unless you have the other relics too. The shell crown is with the Fuath, the stone scepter is with the New Mu, and the crystal shoes are with the Amaro. Good luck finding them all. The facts thus disclosed confirm my own understanding. Our quest lieth now before us. First, let us heed to the lake, there to claim the shell crown from the Fuath. If we call them before the untouchable gate, they will answer. I've got a great idea for a soundtrack song. A single accordion and one really annoying flautist. I have a feeling we'll probably get to... Well, you know what? We'll try to get through the dungeon before we switch over to Fallout 76. Hearken to me, O spirits of the water! We are come with, whatever. Not in a talkative mood, apparently. I'm not exactly sure how the gate works. But if the Fuath are water spirit, perhaps we should take our search into the lake. Oh, I suppose a brief dip wouldn't hurt. We all know Thancred swims like an eel, but what about you, Minfilia? I can swim well enough. Thancred taught me. Excellent. What about you, Urianger? I'm not sure I've ever asked. Rather than swim, mayhap it would be more expeditious to walk upon the surface by means of magic. You too, Urianger? That would, that you should be a kindred spirit. Worry not, my friend. I know some helpful tricks, and I should be more than happy to share them with you. Together, we shall conquer the waves. Well, well, aren't we a lively lot? You have an entreaty for us, you say? An entreaty from mortals, what a treat. I, my comrades, and I are on a quest to vanquish the Light Warden. To that end, we humbly beg the loan of the Shell Crown, which we are given to understand is in the safekeeping of your people. Oh, is that all? Of course, you may have it. You shall have it. Just like that? What did you want from us? Oh, no need to be so suspicious. The crown simply doesn't mean much to us at all. As a matter of fact, nothing means much to us. For we Fuath, it's over before it's begun. We couldn't care less what becomes of the Fairy King, nor the world for that matter. Having said that, we do so seldom have mortal visitors, and it would seem a shame not to make the most of you. Touch the untouchable gate and come hither to our domain, Don Meg. In your tongue, it means forbidden realm. Sounds foreboding, yes? And so it should, for we are one with the water, our home wrought of ripples and waves and currents. Find your way through. Give us thrilling sport, and we will give you the crown. Oh, there we go. That's the dungeon, apparently. All right. Anyone who wanted to do this dungeon with me, send me a tell. I know T-Money said that he wants to go. And Raven, I think, said. Who else? Anyone else? It's first come, first serve. Send me a tell. All right, that's 2. All right. Why? I'm trying to invite you directly from the chat, and it says cannot find, cannot locate a character with that name for both Nutella Waffles and Crimson Tinted. I don't know. Sergeant Tanis. Okay, all right. Well, send me a tell when you're ready. There, that seemed to work. All right, we got Crimson just waiting on Nutella. All right, there we go. All right. God. You know what this looks like? This looks like a putt-putt golf course. I really hate this place. Between the music and the zone design and the colors, yeah, like, I fucking hate this. This is a big old black mark on the idea that this was the perfect expansion. Some of you have definitely oversold the good aspects and undersold the shit. Oh my god. God damn. Alright, at least I feel like I can keep up on tanking now. That first dungeon I did was a goddamn disaster. This particular dungeon is not fun for me. Sorry, guys. Hate to break the immersion here or break the streak. Shadowbringers was doing real well up until this point, and now this is ugh. I am not impressed with this. This music's okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard the husky version of this. That's kind of cool. It's neat. Dude, Husky's got the best covers. I'm a big fan of Husky. Okay, all right. The architecture kind of reminds me of what do you call it? 11. Some of the oh god, now I don't even remember what it's called. Soja, yeah. And Sky a little bit. Oh, God damn it. Yeah, it's very, very similar. I forget what would that be Zilartian architecture? Is Zilartian a word? Zilardi. That actually sounds like it might be accurate. Oh, God, I'm so hungry. I had 2 hot dogs for lunch. That's it. That's all I've had to eat today. I really wish I could order food more than I do, because, like, I'm really getting sick of my own cooking. I think since the pandemic started, I've ordered food, like, maybe 5 times. Like, since the very beginning. Like, I've mostly just been going to the stores that are, like, across the street. Going to Kroger is like a big trek for me these days. So I'm fucking starving. I'm dying right now. What's going on, cats? How you doing? All right, so we have to fight Tuxedo Mask as a frog. Tuxedo Frog, if you will. Yo, what's going on, Kazma? How you doing? Ah, fuck! This is kind of an interesting mechanic, I gotta say. Oh, hi. All right. All right. That wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. Thank you guys for the help. Much appreciated.
Wilford!
You do not hold back. But I would have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
Of course. Of course.
I hate these things.
There it is. The relic you seek. Yours for the taking.
At least they crammed all the cutesy bullshit into like one part of the expansion.
But you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
More? I want to see more of him!
Yes! Yes! I could watch him forever!
Why don't we just make him one of us? Yes! One of us!
Okay. I have a deep feeling of dread at the moment.
Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
No. Not okay.
Wake up! Wake up, damn you! Ah, you're alive. Thank the gods. I don't know where you learned to breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can. I'm sure you had your reasons. But the first rule of dealing with the Froth is do not deal with the Froth. It's said that they are born from the souls of the drowned. Were it not for your little trick, you'd have joined them. Your friends are safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect.
Yes, it is.
That's the royal capital of the Kingdom of Voeburt down there. It's seen better days. They were a stubborn lot, the Voeburtites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people. It always froze over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew, while the street lamps burned hot and bright outside. All dead and buried now. Them and anyone else who might remember. Everything we did. Everything we gave. What was it for? I wonder. I hope you'll have a better answer than this when all's said and done.
Alice says, I'm going back in. Nay, my lady, exhausted as thou art, I wouldn't, thou wouldest only endanger thyself. I prithee, rest a moment. I hate him so much. There was nothing where we looked, says Thancred. Aniero!
Yeah, hi, I'm over here.
Dear gods, were it not for Sorbin's blessing, but I need not labor on that point. I'm glad to see you safe and well, my friend. Have you any idea of how worried we were to wash up on shore only to find you weren't with us? Oh, but I'm forgetting. Here's your crown, your majesty. The Fuath kept that part of the bargain at least. While there were certain twists and turns, our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for wetness. Gross. Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Sol Uin, is something amiss? A great big mob of mortals is marching to Ilmeg. Mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. They wouldn't happen to be your friends, would they? Rather the reverse, I fear. The Yulmoran army, at a guess. Meaning we can play with them? As much as you'd like. But just be sure I will return with you to confirm their identities. If they are who we suspect, we will require your aid. If Alphino is coming, then Alice will be too? Can't have one without the other, you know. Sigh, all right. Just remember, we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid we must leave the rest of the relic hunt in your hands. Yeah, I've done this shit before. Get out of here. Indeed you have. Very well. See you afterwards. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the new Mu are the nearer. We shall seek them out next. Among the Fey folk, they bear the distinction of having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest to men and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are a source of much knowledge I have acquired in my time here. The path leadest past my dwellings. Let us away. Past yonder cliff, Pla Eni, home of the new Mu. The others have gone to scout the way. Come, let us follow. Such names for things. If the path striketh thee as precipitous, 'tis because it were once a mountain trail. For where the lake lieth, there was a valley, in whose midst thrived the city of Voeburt. 'Twas only when the Fuath came in the wake of the flood that the settlement was drowned. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing lands where the shepherds once tended their flock. Though one cannot help feel a pang of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Fey folk for so altering the land. The blame for that lieth rightly with the light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees. An entire world that it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet, in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. 'Twas these hands which brought me together, the warriors of darkness and Menphilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no eighth umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Only right, I say, though such words ill convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus do I labor for those we have lost, for those we cannot yet, for those we can yet save. The coming struggle promiseth to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but that we shall prevail. God, so many fucking words. Aha, mortals, just as we thought. Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha, nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come play. They do not appear to be pixies of Lidralan. Mine apologies, but we are in some haste. Mayhap another day. Oh, in some haste, are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way, tee-hee-hee. Great. Teleportation magic. For a mercy, we were not sent far off our course. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. We have not the time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of an enchantment I have learned. Fey Cloak, 'tis called, a most ingenious magic when rendereth one invisible to Fey folk, albeit briefly. Great, so this is what, a Metal Gear Solid part? Sneaking mission? Weapons and gear OSP? Well, folks, I am actually going to take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to refresh my tea and actually go get some cereal. So hang out. I will be back in just a few minutes. I'll have some music playing for you guys. But yeah, just hang out for a few, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, I'm back. I've got a bowl of cereal so I can stave off the hunger for a little bit. And I can kind of put off making an actual dinner until after I stop streaming. But I apologize because I'm going to make some noises into the microphone that are not going to be very appetizing. Just a warning. Yeah, I just did it. It was horrible. I hated it. Yep, not a fan. Cat, don't chew on my fucking headphone cable. God damn. Oh, all right. Needed that. Needed that desperately. I know that that's only gonna kind of put a pin in that for like an hour, 2, maybe at the most. Now I got to get my mind right. Oh, that felt good. Anyway, guys, how you doing? Appreciate the 37 of you hanging tough with me while I eat my sad, lonely man dinner, which is a bowl of cereal. Swear to God, I've been thinking more seriously lately. Did you fall off the last boss? Yeah, of course. Just once, though. I've been thinking more seriously, like, fuck, I need a girlfriend. Because, like, I need a girlfriend or a private chef. One of those two things. Because I need someone to bring me food while I do shit like this. Now taking applications. King of Ravens, thank you for swinging by the stream. Appreciate it. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, but you gotta pay a private chef. I don't have money. You don't have to pay a girlfriend. You just have to share. Oh, guys, I would switch to my face cam if I wasn't taking a lung full of marijuana at the moment. Instead, I'll just say that I am. Because that somehow makes it better. Dude, I am so not good with the bowl of cereal life. Excuse me. As long as only the cereal is chunky and not the milk. Lol. Recently, my folks actually had gotten me a... it's called a smokeless stove. It's basically, or a smokeless grill, rather. And it's basically a grill surface that is electric. And I gotta say, it makes some pretty decent steaks. I've cooked a couple of steaks on it, and it's pretty good. It is certainly better than the George Foreman grill that it replaces. The Reese's cereal is the goat, but man, is it bad for you. I can't eat cereal that's too sweet anymore. Right? Like, I think the sweetest that I can do is, like, Honey Nut Cheerios. Other than that, it's like the one I just had a bowl of Crispex with, like, a half a spoon of sugar. That's about how I like my, how sweet I like my cereal these days. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I also got my George Foreman in college. I did not use it, like, for the first, 10 years that I had it. It only, I was a vegetarian, so it didn't really cook meat. So it didn't get gunked up the way that it's getting gunked up now. Right? Like, I think the most I used it for was, grilling portobello mushrooms, you know what I mean? Like, and that's just not the same. I mean, I guess, it can get gunked up, I used to when I made portobello mushrooms, right? I used to, put, what is it, goat cheese in the middle of the portobellos, and then, after it's done, put some A1 sauce on it. It was pretty good. But if you tried to cook the goat cheese on it, it would stick to the George Foreman. But other than that, like, it wasn't that bad. All right. Now that I have gotten my mind right and I've gotten some food in my stomach, I'm going to spend 10 more minutes with Final Fantasy XIV, and then I will be switching on over to Fallout 76. If you play Fallout 76 and you want to play with me, you can go ahead and hop in our Discord server. Let me go ahead and throw out an invite to that. There you go. If you're not a member of the Limit Break Radio Discord server, go ahead and become a member today. But yeah, if you want to play some Fallout 76, that's coming up next year on the channel. I shall cast the enchantment upon thee. Under its aegis thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, that the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. Oh, fuck. It is. It is a sneaking mission. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Do it, T-Money. Just give it a shot. I mean, if you liked Fallout 4, I think you'll find value in 76. You may not think it's a great game like I do, but you know, I don't think that you'll be in any way, shape, or form terribly disappointed. Most Fallout fans who actually, once it hit Game Pass and they stopped listening to the YouTubers, most Fallout fans were like, oh God, did I get it? Okay, good. I thought I didn't make it. Most Fallout fans thought it was pretty damn good. Well, then you may have the same reaction that I had, because, believe it or not, before I played Fallout 76, I hadn't played any other Fallouts. I thought I had. I had watched my roommate play through most of 3, and I think I had played through more of 3 than I think, like, the evidence shows otherwise, because I was able to pull some old saves off of my Xbox 360, and apparently I didn't play much of it at all, although I do recall at some point that I had sent my system in because it red ringed. So, but I thought I backed up my hard drive. I don't fucking remember. Anyway, the point is that my save was like an hour into the game. And, yeah. So, anyway, 76 being my first Fallout game, I actually thought it was amazing. I'm really into the game. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? I see. Yes, I'd say that's a valid excuse for lateness. You are hereby forgiven. Another good news, the Numo village lies just through here. We'll enter as soon as Urianger deigns us to do so. Downloading it now. I think I tried like New Vegas at one point, But that's, now that I'm thinking about it. New Vegas was okay. Like, here's the thing, right? Even though, you know, a lot of people didn't think the world of 76, and I did, it absolutely inspired me to go back and play through the rest of the Fallout series. So after I played 76 and enjoyed it so thoroughly, when I needed a break from 76, I found myself playing Fallout 3, and then New Vegas, and then 4. And I played the fuck out of all of them. Tierney says, Mortals are here, lots of them. These things are fucking hideous. I thought you said Numo were men's best friends. The poor thing was beside itself with fear. 'Twas beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you, to have so many mortals appear at once. It's more excitement than we can bear. Greetings, Elder Wid Anik. Jesus. It's been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is against us. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of New Mu. The stone scepter? Then you mean to lift the seal over whatever it's called. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Unlike our fake cousins, we New Mu have called this land our home since time immemorial. Leaving is unthinkable. Thus did full many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by the light. If we do as you ask, our sacrifice will have been in vain. Yeah, just hand over the goddamn staff. Such discourtesy. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. Honored Elder, pray believe me when I say that this man is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, he hath already laid low the light warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of its light. He is yet a stranger to this land, 'tis true, but he harboreth the self-same desire to see the sin eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You have always done right by us. What is the thing on their head? Are those their ears? What is that? I thought it was hair at first, but now I see that there are large holes in them, and I think that they're some sort of ears now. What the fuck is this thing? I mean, I get it. I gauged my ears, but like, god damn it, dude. Place faith in this man, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more than to be rid of the Sin Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision that can be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps. Good God. We don't have a turn of the moon unless we want to deliberate this with the Yulmoran army. Elder, given all that is at stake, I well expect I cannot well expect thee to simply roll over and acquiesce to our request. God damn. He's hard. His specific dialogue is very difficult to read out loud. But even now, a powerful foe draweth near, and I must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightest fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll over, fetch. You know full well that not gives us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak the words of power regardless. It's unfair. Unfair, I tell you. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the Kingdom of Voeburt fell, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Urianger. I promise to give you as swift an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here the while, and bestow upon us your patronage. Is this arrangement agreeable? Yes, I see that from the dialogue. All right, I'm just going to go attune to this Aetheryte, and I think that's going to be it for Final Fantasy XIV for this evening. Alright. Alrighty. And I think that's going to do it for FF14 tonight. There we go. And you know what? Sometimes because this computer is kind of old, I had said that earlier, it hitches when trying to switch between themed scenes. So let's all kind of cross our fingers and hope that this works and doesn't end up turning off my monitor, because if it does, it means that I'm going to have to restart my whole computer. So let's go ahead and give this a shot.